Now, a tax on meat could prevent almost 6,000 premature deaths in the UK every year and take pressure off the NHS. This is according to scientists at the University of Oxford, who have looked at how red and processed meat are linked to things like heart disease and cancer. They claim, and it's quite a claim, that by 2020 consumption of red and processed meat is likely to cause 2.4 million deaths per year. I presume that's globally, because the cost of the global economy is estimated at £219 billion. The study says food like bacon and sausages would need a levy of 79% in the UK to have an impact. Let's turn to Sky's Rebecca Williams, who's at a cafe in Bristol, where people are pretty health savvy. I think that's probably fair to say. Rebecca, welcome to you. These are huge figures, 2.4 million deaths. I can't imagine it's going to go down very well with livestock farmers.
Yeah, huge figures, and as you say, here in Bristol it is a pretty healthy city. In fact, we're here in a vegan restaurant at the moment. But like you say, we all know that red meats, things like pork, lamb, beef, they're all pretty bad for us. If you eat too much of them, they can lead to things like heart disease, strokes, even cancer. Lots of them have carcinogenic properties. So this morning today, research is suggesting that there should be a tax on certain meats, and that could see, for example, a packet of sausages double in value. Now, lots of people are saying, well, yeah, that's a good idea because it's better for people's health, and certainly they have looked not only here in the UK, but also on a global scale. So they have introduced this suggested tax to see how much the effect of people eating meat actually puts on things like the NHS. So that's how they've worked out the amount. But I was just thinking, let's have a chat to a few people here in this vegan cafe, because you'd imagine that lots of them are very pro this idea of a tax. But I have to say, lots of them are not necessarily vegetarians. Sorry to interrupt your lunch, I do apologise. So we're doing a story today about adding a tax on meat. What's your thoughts? Good or bad idea?
Mixed. I think add a tax to intensively reared meat, but encourage the guys who produce their meat in environmentally friendly ways. Eat less meat.
And how about red meat? Does that worry you in terms of health side of things?
You don't eat too much? No, in fact, I think it can be very healthy.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, and enjoy your lunch. Sorry to interrupt. So, obviously here, this is a vegan restaurant. The number of people who've become vegan and vegetarian over the last 10 years or so has increased significantly. Let's speak to the owner now, actually, James. What's your thought? Good idea, this?
The tax? Well, it's the first I'd heard of it, really, but I'd say I'd be for taxing intensively farmed meats, which presumably is the most destructive, unhealthy and cruel form of farming.
How about when you look at the impact that red meats have on a person's health? Does that worry you?
Well, it's something that I've cut down on personally, probably friends and staff, acquaintances have. It seems to be, what we're told, the most unhealthy and the most destructive, most high input of the meats. So it seems to be logical, perhaps.
Thanks ever so much for speaking to us. Now, I have to say, they are saying that if they do introduce this kind of tax in the United Kingdom, it could save thousands of deaths related to the consumption of red meat every single year. But lots of people saying, of course, red meat is affordable. It's something that people can afford, especially low-income families. So there is a flip side. I spoke to my local butcher earlier on today, and he said they're already trying to make certain meats more healthy, reducing the amount of salt, for example. So there is a flip side, and of course, as ever, both sides of the debate.
Rebecca, thanks very much indeed.